I took for granted a paycheck every week, clean clothes every day, a roof over my head. I had all the comforts of home. I look back and it was like a blink of an eye, and next thing I know, there was nothing left. I'm all of a sudden here I am. I'm part of the statistics all of a sudden. That was probably the biggest shock in my whole life I ever had. I didn't become homeless by choice. It was like one bad event after another led to another bad event, which led to another bad event. I started out being in really good shape, I thought, in my life, and something that I hadn't planned was maybe for most people was insignificant, but I couldn't roll with it as easily as some others had, and I became a casualty and became homeless. Start down the steps here. I've been in the homeless system for a while, but I never thought that I would ever be there. I mean, at one point in my life, everything was going just exceptionally well. Very good things were happening for me. A lot of doors were opening for me, and then after that, it started to tumble, and I didn't have the tools to be able to cope with some of the things that happened. I've been in this situation for it seems like for quite some time. Once you lose the gravity of the lifestyle, it's really hard to get back to where you were before. I've seen a lot of successful people at one time that thought they had everything made and just for one reason or another, they're in the same position that I am. You know, wondering if it's ever going to change. You know, because it's almost like a final statement. I find that if you're homeless, people tend to want to take more advantage of you. The world just seems like, you know, you're set aside. I tell you that if I ever get the opportunity to be able to settle down and know that my future is certain, other than in a soup line or at a shelter, I'm definitely going to gravitate towards it.
Here's our application. You just need to fill that out and bring your IDs up when you're done, and we'll get you signed up.
Thank you. You don't know what reality is till it smacks you in the face. Smacks some people pretty hard. I never thought this would happen. hit me like a bullet. I wasn't expecting it. Man, I thought my parents would help me, or I thought someone would help me. No. If you're homeless, you're homeless. No, I don't tell them I'm staying in a shelter because of the fact that, like I said, I'm so young, and it's like, you have family. You should stay with your family. And I can't. I don't really approve of being homeless. I feel bad for the people that are homeless. Because it's not life. People shouldn't have to spend their life in a shelter. I don't really see myself fitting in with the group because I am so young. But I guess we're all in the same circumstances. You gotta worry about yourself when you're homeless, not other people. And one of my friends that was staying at the YWCA asked me if I wanted to go dance, like at a club or whatever. That's what I thought it was. We went to this hotel room and we got there and she was like, you know what you gotta do, right? I was like, just dance. I thought that's what it was. She goes, no. And then this big black guy walked in and he was like, well, hello. And I was like, no, and I left. And then talked to her the next day and she goes, what's your problem? I thought you knew. And I was like, no, I had no idea.
Yeah, the latest developments in the Parkinson's treatment. And what they're doing now is mainly electrical. They used to drill 2 holes in your head and slide a lead down and then move the lead around and turn the electricity on and off. And then they set the battery in. That charges the unit, and the operator can work with a device where he can turn it on and off. And if I turn the battery off, that's trying to become much more predominant in a very short amount of time. And then if the electricity goes through again. It's weird because you keep seeing it little by little taking away skills from you, and that gets pretty scary. I mean, one time I spoke very clearly. I used to photograph a lot of weddings and stuff like that. But, yeah, it robs you of little pieces. I used to play guitar, and now only on a good day I can play guitar. And, it's tough to live with. Especially not because, well, one of the reasons is because of the implications. You'll look like you're drunk, and people take you for being drunk, and it's weird. I never envisioned myself in a position where I'd be walking down the street and people kind of avoid you. You know, I never saw myself in that position. Now I'm in it. Biggest dream now, to become a yogi and to be able to have my life force come up through the chakras and depart the body. Let's dance. Do you know how to dance?
I'd rather not show my face because I come from a violent situation. I was tired of fighting, I was tired of arguing, I was tired of my children going through this. He done held guns to my head, knives to my throat. He used to really manipulate me by telling me, oh, I'm taking the kids and I'm leaving. And I used to say, how you gonna take my kids and leave? They're not your kids, they're not my kids. And, then he used to tell me, when you leave, I'm going to kill you. Like, oh, man. So if I leave and he catch me, I'm dead. And I'm like, I felt just like a human punching bag. And like, it got to the point where I didn't even cry anymore. You want to hit me, hit me. I would just sit there. It got to the point where he couldn't even knock me out anymore. Once you in a situation for so long, you lose how to really do things. And it's like you lose your way. You lose it, and you need that extra boost, or that person that's going to be there to help you regain. Well, okay, all right, well I can do this and I can do that. It's like I was lost.
I would like to keep my kids' faces and appearances blurred so that they don't get teased or bothered by other of their peers or friends.
I think that can happen to anyone. Not all people choose to be homeless. Some people just don't have enough money to afford houses and apartments.
And very few people, I think, would actually choose to be homeless. Most people think that it's better to have a house of their own. So then, if they have nothing to do, they could just go home instead of just go out into public and sit there.
Everybody could be homeless at one time. We just couldn't afford to pay rent. So we had to move out and we had no place to go.
The worst part is probably not being able to see your friends much of the time. And I haven't really done anything here or told anyone, so no one's really made fun of me.
It's kind of like a silent shame you just have to carry around with you, because if you tell people you're homeless, the stereotype is you're a drug addict parent or a drunk parent, or just you don't care to work, or you're trying to live off the community, and that's really not the case. So it's a silent shame you just take with you. Rent was due, my car broke down. I was trying to go back to school. Just too many bills all just came at once, and there was no way to even pay just a part of all of them and stay living on my own. I think that people should know that homelessness could hit at any time, anybody, especially with the prices of everything rising so high, so fast, all at once. There's going to be so many homeless people that they're not going to know what to do pretty soon. How did you feel when you found out we needed to move?
Sad.
Sad enough to cry, huh?
I lost all my favorite clothes that I really wanted to wear, and I feel bad because I really wanted them. People making fun of you, saying that only people who are homeless are always drunk all the time, and I've been made fun of because people are saying that my mom's always drunk. That's not true. My mom doesn't drink at all.
One of my friends, his name is Zach, and he always teases me. He was telling everyone that I lived at the homeless shelter. And then everyone started to tease me. Ha, you live in the homeless shelter. I didn't want to get picked on.